Say hi to the Wilmington audience. Wilmington, we spent summers here growing up, and so that's kind of how I landed here after I spent about 10 years out in Colorado. When I moved to Wilmington, about 3 years now, which is how long I've been in town, the mindful community really welcomed me with open arms. So that became kind of that practice and people you surround yourself with, which is then really with those connections has been really a key factor in bringing common ground to life, knowing those people and those practitioners and the spaces and places. So it's been kind of a natural progression there, which, makes me think that everything's right. Yeah, shout out Travis. So I cannot take full credit. Shout out to my mentor, Matt. He mentioned this idea in the yoga space and my ears perked and then thought, I think I can build this. And so I went, put my fingers to the keyboard and made it an actual application of like a marketplace between these venues and these local practitioners and a place to market those tickets, those events and classes and connection opportunities to Wilmington. Mindful and spiritual practices of yoga and meditation sometimes can seem like time consuming, but I really think the trick has been back to that presence of practicing every day with a single breath. I like picking other friends' brains of, how we live day to day, how we view mindfulness in both the physical and, mental, emotional practice, if you will. And so just talking about it and like having it become kind of a constant in the day-to-day, just kind of diving deep. I think songwriting is like such a magical thing, at least in my experience, where it almost feels like it's not your word, like you're just wondering how did that end up on paper, and it comes from deep down when you kind of get into that flow state. And some of my songs are like true like anthems and mantras almost to me, telling me what I needed to know at the time. I was just talking to a friend yesterday who was saying the world, especially our country, needs a third space. And that was a new term for me. Do you know the term third space? Yeah, so you've got the home is your first, work is your second. And what's that third space? That place where it's welcoming, where you come to connect with others, with your people outside of work and home. And so that's absolutely what we've been going for with Common Ground. And so it is a place for you to come, unwind, have your personal practice, but then also be surrounded by your people. You're finding this common ground that brings you all together, and we all need that connection. I mean, our phones, man. Speaking for personal experience, and just getting back to, I think the world's going analog a little bit, like in terms of we're realizing like how this doom scroll culture, like it really is taking us away from the here and the now, and the people we know all that's going on the other side of the world, but do we know what's going on with our neighbor? And so I think people are starting to really have that yearning for connection. There's so much beauty happening in Wilmington, and this community is amazing, and I'm really excited for these opportunities to connect, to put our phones away, be here, make new friends, new connections, and yeah, really grow together in that practice and connection.
I think make new friends is a big one.
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting as an adult, like, I don't go to the bars, and when you go to a, typical studio, it's really hard to make those connections because you're there, you get on your mat, you have your practice, you get out of the room, excuse you. You finish your practice, you put on your shoes, and you're out the door, as opposed to having a little bit of time to sit in that. We're creating endorphins, we're building this energy together on your mat as like kind of a personal practice, but that collective energy definitely is worth a lot. And so kind of sitting in that, and just taking a load off and enjoying a little bit of time after practice together with your people. Multiple teachers who are working with Common Ground, their best friends are people they met through yoga, but it took them like 2 months to actually realize, like, oh, I think we could be friends. Like, do you want to meet after class? And so instead of that 2 months, like, let's make it more like 2 minutes, We're offering something different too. It's an hour-long practice with, an hour plus long to connect and hang out with these people after, the class or practice that you just experienced. It's funny with Savard and you bringing up music. I've been talking to Olivia, shout out Olivia, about playing here for months. And we've just been kind of going back and forth, trying to get it down. And then Common Ground came about, and I thought, oh, Savard is like a perfect place for this. So I talked to Olivia saying, hey, I want to talk about music, but I've got another business venture idea. We talked. She loved it, got me in touch with the right people. Shout out Sally. And yeah, the Savard team has just been awesome. So, great question. So all over the right now mindful and wellness and creative space. So Pilates, meditation, yoga, Reiki, and even then getting into art classes. But we're also giving things a different spin. One thing we've been thinking about and talking to people is vinyl yoga, where you're doing practice and somebody's actually spinning records, right? That would be sweet. Live music yoga. We also have meditation and Reiki collaborations. During a guided meditation, we'll have a Reiki master coming through and practicing, and that'll be in the evening. So kind of getting people ready for bedtime, have a little bit of dark chocolate at the end, which mixes nicely. And that's another thing, is really trying to meet the community where they are, offering morning, evening, weekday, weekend classes, ideally at a recurring schedule, so that that, for instance, at Savard on Saturday mornings, you can come and start the day at 10 a.m. with a great yoga class or Pilates, and then go right into the farmer's market, come back for your free drink, and have an awesome Saturday. Like that's what Common Ground's all about.